Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mads podcast, your podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined as usual by my co-host Jefferson. How you doing, sir?
How are you doing? How are you doing? I don't know about you, but I've pretty much been in hiding most of today. Uh, what a rude awakening that was yesterday.
Yeah. Listen, the weather's been good, so that's one positive. Yeah. But
Sunshine.
boy, yeah, it's been a tough few hours. Tough almost 24 hours, you know what I mean? But in fact, it's 24 hours because we played early. So yeah, it hasn't been the best of times. But listen, we're here now. We're here to discuss. Um, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help the channel grow. Help us with the algorithm. Hype up the channel as well. And feel free to drop a super chat if you've got something to say. Help us as well. So yeah, as usual, we're here to discuss the latest installment. I think everybody knows what happened. We travelled to Barcelona for the second leg of the last 16 tie, and it finished Barcelona 7, Newcastle United 2, 8-3 on aggregate. Now, before we get into it, just who's in the building. Big up Punt Man's in the building. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. So big up 90s Mags. He got his popcorn ready. Big up Adrian in the building. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. We've got Christopher. He said, "Court if the owner backs Eddie Howe with more crap signings this summer, I'm off to Gateshead." Listen, I don't think you're alone in that train of thought, to be honest. Um, Big up Connor. Connor's in the building. Straight into it. Out. Yeah. Abba, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Wish I could wipe the last 24 hours from memory. Yes, indeed. You're not the only one, my friend. You're not the only one. So, like Con said, hit the like button on your way in. Be much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, yeah, let's get into it. Stephen did nice and early. What did he say? Where is Stephen? He said, "We played well for 135 minutes over two legs, then imploded." Hey, we'll talk about that. Your boys in the building. Hi, bro. We're a small mentality manager. No wonder players don't want to sign for us, and that's why better players want to leave. Get that
Mm,
fraud out.
stick with us.
Mm,
We will get to that.
yeah, big up. We're gonna get to that. Big up, Lion Poets, and big ups. Just smiling, wave west, wave left, just like how.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
I like that reference.
Due to furlough over the long run when you're rotating through a squad full of how bored. Listen, ballers versus athletes. That's what it was yesterday.
Mm,
Ballers versus
mm.
athletes. But we'll get to that. Big up King Cam in the building. Hope you're good.
Big
Hope you're
up.
good. But yeah, listen, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So 7-2, and let's keep it real, right? We got embarrassed. Yeah. We were in for 45 minutes. Yeah. We were embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed. And the scoreline was atrocious. Yeah, I don't care what level of club you are. When you play Champions League football in a knockout round, you should not be losing 7-2. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. So, overall thoughts on the game, Jefferson.
Well, we're basically UK Carabao, aren't we? That's what we are. That's what we became last night. I
Yeah,
think
whipping boys.
whipping boys. I think what you said rang true in terms of athletes versus ballers. That's what it was, and I think some of these things we knew already in terms of like athleticism will always come second to possession, and the boys got taught harsh footballing lesson last night. We didn't see as much of the ball as we would have liked, and you start to chase shadows, and that plays prey to your mentality. However, when you look at the goals, and unfortunately, rather painfully, we will have to break down these goals. There are a hell of a lot of individual errors, i.e., they were preventable. How many
Mhm.
times have we had to say that this season? Now, why I would say that 90s Mags is probably one of the best upcoming shows is we provide great statistical analysis. And we pointed out in the Chelsea game, number one, do not revert to Dad's army. Now, fair enough, he didn't pick Pope, but he essentially used his loyalty and imploded by picking Burn and Trippier, who arguably almost single-handedly both of them lost us this game. And we also said that we figured out that the centre backs were pushing high to press off the ball, and that really Chelsea didn't catch us out. And when we play Barca, if we use or employ the same tactic, we'll get caught out. And it happened. So we don't want to hear that Eddie is learning. Give Eddie time. How long do you need to learn? Our club is not an experiment. It's not a plaything, like Connor mentioned earlier. It's not an experiment. So I just think right now the excuses from the Colties are looking quite simply pitiful. And I think we need to put this guy out of his misery in terms of he needs to walk, he needs to go. Certainly if we lose the next game coming, the derby, but for me, this game alone is enough to say bye-bye. That was, D-Man, you just said it. We were an embarrassment continentally. Bro, everyone's having to duck their heads down in shame today. What is going on?
Relegating threatened Tottenham, who were battered last week, had a better aggregate scoreline than we did. Yeah, they won the game. They beat Atletico. Yeah, we were absolutely diabolical. But let's give. I think we've got a super chat in there.
We do. Hey,
Eddie,
big up
Eddie F2 J9. You big up yourself. Hope you're good.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man.
We would have read out a message if you put a message, but big up nonetheless. So big up to yourself.
Thank you.
William said, "Has Barca stopped scoring yet?" Boy, I woke up in cold sweats, bro. When will it stop, bro? When will it stop? Listen, it got so bad. I'm watching it with my son, because obviously early kickoff, getting to watch the game, whatever. Bro, when he got to 5, he's like, "Switch it off, Dad. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to see you no more. Turn it off. Turn it off." I'm taking him to Sunderland. The Sunderland game with the weekend, bro. If you lose that, you could lose another support, bro. I'll tell you that for free, bro. But listen, I agree with everything that you said. Like, we'll talk about the lineup anyway, but this is the problem, and with Eddie, and with his selection or tactics. If he wins one way, he don't divert from it at all until we get slapped. Yeah. Now, like we said, time and time again, get good managers. Look at the opposition and line up accordingly. Set your tactics accordingly. Adapt. Yeah. He's played the same way against Chelsea, who were struggling, against world-class Barcelona with ballers, rude ballers. Chelsea got like Pedro and Cole Palmer. Yeah. This is a team full of ballers, right? Who been scoring goals for fun at home. Yeah. One of the best right wingers in the world. You've got Rafinha, you've got Gabby, you've got Pedro, you've got all of them. If you look at the squad, there's so many of them, right? Why are you trying to, like I said, he pushed up high against Chelsea and he got away with it, right? We mentioned last season he tried the same thing and we got caught twice by Chelsea, right? So why are you employing that? And listen, arguably it worked first half, arguably, yeah? If you look at the goals we conceded, maybe not. But the fact that we were in the game, right? But the difference is, Hansi Flick, and he spoke about it. He saw Newcastle's tactic about the high press, the man-to-man press, and he started paying players out of position to draw Newcastle out.
Like 10 minutes in or something.
10 minutes
15 minutes in, yeah.
So why can't Eddie spot that and say, listen, let's change it up. Let's change it up. Because, and the worst thing about it, even when we conceded 4-5, he did the same tactic, just different personnel. Yeah. And we kept on conceding goal after goal and chance after chance. Yeah. This was an abomination. You cannot be 1-1 after the first leg. Yeah. And then finish 7-2. Come on, man. That is ridiculous. Listen, I was positive about the game, think we could get a result. But even if we didn't, there's a way to lose, isn't it? There's a way to lose. You don't go and embarrass yourself like that. You don't. Yeah. We are the laughing stock of England. Yeah. Of England. I'm saying Tottenham put up a better fight than us, bro.
And then he's got the cheek to laugh after the game as well. What is that about? What is that? Can people tell me what that is?
And all right, let's get to the lineup, innit? Because this is you mentioned it already, yeah. We kept our first clean sheet in a while, right? With what everyone sees as our best backline: Ramsdale in goal, Tino, Botman, Chow, and Lewis Hall. Why is he choosing Dan Burn? And again, everyone knew Dan Burn was going to come in because you know what Eddie does. But you're bringing pensioners back into the starting lineup with no pace. Yeah, with no pace and no mobility. Yeah. What is your thinking? What is your rationale? What do you think is rationale behind that? Is it? I'm not having experience because Botman has played at the highest level. Yeah, Tino's played in the Champions League before. Yeah, so you can't use experience. Well, especially Trippier's been struggling. Yes, I know he's been forced to right back when Tino's been injured, but Tino's back now. Why? And he played the full 90 against Chelsea. Yeah, why not start with him and then bring him off later? Yeah. If you don't trust him to do the full 90, start with him and bring on Trippier for the experience to see out the game. Yeah, it makes no sense. Dan Burn for Botman. When Botman played well on the weekend. Yeah, he needs a bit of rhythm. Yeah, why are you bringing back slow ass Dan Burn back into the team? It makes no sense. And then obviously Anthony Gordon, we've had this talk before. He's not a striker. And of the front three is probably the worst from one of the front three. You know what I mean?
He was almost he was anonymous, basically.
He was anonymous, and he stayed on for so long, which I couldn't understand. And you've got two strikers sitting on your bench. Come on, man. It makes no sense. What were your thoughts on the lineup anyway?
I just think the key thing as well is in this kind of game, you play either Elanga or Gordon because you're away from home, so you need pace on the break. Your centre forward should be someone that can hold up the ball so you can then release the runner. Do you get me? So having an Asula or a Voltemada would have been better because you would then have an Elanga or a Gordon running off of him. Because having the ball further up the pitch releases the pressure. You know the ball's going to be coming back. So you need the wingers to run into the channels. But also, if you've got a striker that can hold the ball further up the pitch, it allows the midfield to come up and then you can start releasing runners. So playing Gordon, who has pace, was not, the right game because we're not going to be dictating the ball.
Yeah.
You could argue it worked having Elanga there because he was able to capitalize on the other side and tuck in a couple of finishes there, which we'll talk about in a bit. But we talked about it. The game was arguably won and lost by changing that back five or back four, really, if you, excluding the goalkeeper. He was shown the formula of solidity. Yes, we had our moments where we nearly conceded, but we stuck it through. Just stick with that. No change, and it provides a solid foundation for the game. But we didn't go that route, unfortunately.
Kim Cam said it feels like we have a deeper problem. We have deeper problems than tactics. What would you like to expand on that, Kim Cam? Because I think you might be right. Travoy said Flick schooled Eddie like a lot of managers all season. How is PG one trick pony teacher still in charge?
Well, look at the fact that he moved your mount inside. He knew that Hall had the better of your mount, so he moved him inside.
Exactly. And then he terrorized us in the middle, bro. This is down to Eddie Howe. Every goal was a mistake, largely down to trips and Burn, but the whole defense were at fault. But Hair Flick sussed us at halftime and destroyed us. Spot on. Listen, there's 27 of you in the building, 28 now. Please smash the likes if you haven't done so already. Be much appreciated. Let's see how many we can get for this show. Records. We can break our record. I'll tell you what the record is later. Pop Mags, it's all about low deteriorating squad quality, which has accelerated under Howe's total control the last 2 years. Who he buys, who he keeps, who he sells, who he plays. 100% Howe pushing us the wrong way. And we'll get to him. We'll get to Eddie Howe. So here comes Kenny. How was Burn at fault for Ramsey pass for the 6th goal? Listen, let's break down the goals individually. Let's start with Faith. Let's get into
Kenny.
The game. Yeah. Because listen, we started brightly. I remember, if you do remember, Dan Burn had that snapshot early on his right foot, obviously straight to the keeper, but encouraging signs. But obviously, the first moment was the first goal we conceded, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the one where Jamal spun Chow in the middle of the park and fed it out wide? Right.
There's a bit of pass and move, and then when it gets slotted, Lewis Hall slips. Unfortunately,
two slips. Because Chow slipped as well. Hall slips. Good finish from Rafinha. 1-0. What were your thoughts about that goal itself?
I just think again, it's sort of playing the ball around the pegs as if they're cones. So really intelligent play, but I think it was Fermin Lopez. For me, Fermin Lopez had a fantastic game, by the way.
Yeah.
We talk about Rafinha and Yamal. I think Fermin destroyed us. And remember, they were looking to sell him in the summer, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah,
But intelligent play to pass it back inside, good composure from Rafinha to whip it in and find the corner. You know, great composure. And again, it's just, like I said, playing it round cones. It's almost like training. It's almost like it felt like they'd studied the tapes. They know our movements. They know our weaknesses. They knew
yeah.
exactly what to do at the right times.
But to our credit, we did get back into the game. A certain Anthony Elanga, a ball across from Lewis Hall, yeah, and there he is. Again, was it on the break? Was that one on the break? Because Hall had to run through a little bit, and he squared it across to Elanga.
Yeah, there's some link up play, isn't it, on the left side, and then he pulls on through,
Yeah,
and again seeing that because I can't remember if he actually looks up and sees it, but the ball's a precise ball,
delicious ball across.
and if the keeper comes out, he's in no man's land.
Right,
So
right. Good finish. Good finish, because some people say he got a bit fortunate with the finish, but
it kind of goes in the middle.
Yeah, but that's the kind of luck that this guy needs, bro. That's the kind of luck that he needs. Because I think just before that, he had a chance to run at the defender, just run it straight out of play. Yeah, so I think he's gonna have one of them games again. But credit to him, you know. I'm not so sure about the celebration though. Like, what's all this, bro? Like, did you say
It's
about
my
time?
time. It's my
It's
time.
about time, bro. It's about time. Yeah. But now, big up Elanga. So he got us back into the game. But as usual, we can't hold. We concede soon after that. Yeah. Now this one was shocking. Yeah. This was the set piece, right? The balls come up. Whose fault is this? Is it because the commentator was saying that Dan Burn has done the right thing by dropping deep? Yeah. But if you're the odd one out and they played the offside trap, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, you played him on side. Now, what's your thoughts on it?
I was just looking at him like, who you picking up? Who you got? That was the trait of the evening. Who you got? You know. And what you want as well is you want arguably the tallest people with whoever their aerial threats are. So you're looking at potentially a Lewandowski, aren't you? Probably, because to be fair, their team isn't the tallest.
No.
But I literally looked at it after the ball gone in the replay, and I was like, so guys, who have you got? Because you're kind of looking at each other with your hands by your side, like, oh, we've conceded a goal, but I know they're strict on it with UEFA, but you need to be so close to players that you're literally tugging their shirt almost. Not pulling it, but you can feel them. But you're standing around in acres of space. So very frustrating, preventable.
Very frustrating goal to concede. Set piece. You know, with the height that we've got, we shouldn't be conceding set pieces. But we seem to concede a lot this season, to be fair, which is a bit annoying. But obviously they go 2-1 up. We get back into the game. Yeah. Elanga again at the back post. Now this one, it came from a mistake from Lamine Yamal. They tried to clear it. He's cut forward. He tried to back heel to start a move. Intercepted by Lewis Hall. He feeds it to Harvey Barnes. Now he swept the ball across, and I think Hall has missed it with his left foot. And there's Elanga at the back post to tap it in. So he's at the brace. Yeah, two goals. Before they only had one Champions League goal in his whole career. He's now got 3. Yeah. So and that's his 3rd goal for the season. So, you know, he's trying to creep out that flop of the season barrel. You know what I mean? Like, he's leaving Isak in the dirt, but Isak's coming back now, so he might start scoring. But anyway, that's another story. But what's your thoughts on that goal?
I think it's good persistence from Barnes, and actually Araujo does what we've been calling for, which is basically just tracking your man at the very least to try and block that cross. He manages to squeeze it in, and again the keeper's like, I'm not sure I should go for this. It trickles across, and then they caught Johnny on the spot, and it's a really good finish from Elanga. He's alert to get in there. This is what we want. We want to see that hunger in these sort of half chance situations.
Yeah, and that's 2-2. Let me talk to some of these comments. Lee's asking Jefferson, "Are you Eddie out here?"
Lee, come on now. Even you got to admit, mate, he's done. He's done out here.
Big up Raymond. Raymond, he said, "Hi, Demon Jefferson. How are you? We're good, mate. Well, been better, but all good. All good." Barcelona beat Newcastle United 7-2. Eddie Howe sacked from Newcastle now and deservedly appointed as manager of Newcastle United. Interesting. We'll get to Eddie. We'll get to Eddie later. Don't worry about that. Adrian said, a culture of excuses, vibes, and PTSD has eroded our standards.
Yes. Couldn't
Interesting.
have put it any better.
But listen, I don't know about you, right? But it's 2-2, and it got to I think it got to 42 minutes on the clock. And I was saying, listen, because Barcelona started to put in the pressure a little bit. So I'm like, listen, get to halftime. Get the halftime level, consolidate, and then we can go again in the second half, right? Where we need to make 1 or 2 changes, whatever. Talk to me about this penalty decision, bro. Because the ball's played on the blind side of Lewis Hall and it's whipped across. Yeah? First of all, before we get to that, should Elanga have a penalty? The pull on Elanga?
At first, emotionally, I was like, yeah. But actually, when I looked at it again, I don't think it was a pen. Yeah, right. I don't think it was a pen.
What's Trippier doing, bro?
I mean, he's been caught out. That lack of acceleration and speed,
This is experience,
Because again, it's one of those ones, you move across, you shift across, you know where the ball's coming, you should be in front of the man, goal side. He knows that he's allowed the man to pass behind him, and then he's grabbed him, he's yanked him back. And we know that VAR is going to pick that up. It's clear as day, evident as day. Don't get me wrong, I think we've said about Tino that he lapses concentration, but with his speed, he's more likely to at least get in front of the man. Now, actually, when you re-look at the cross isn't accurate. I actually don't think, even if
this is what I'm saying,
Rafinha, he wouldn't have actually made the ball,
Right. So, but I guess in the heat of the moment, you don't know, whatever. But at the same time, bro, should have got a red card.
Is it? I think because there's others in the box, they might say if it's saved or rebounded, it would be cleared. So technically, Trippier isn't the last man. So yeah, it's not a red.
I mean, so disappointing, man. And once you saw the replay, you knew it was going to get given. And once the referee goes over to the monitor, you know it's going to get given. So, and you can't argue it. It is a blatant penalty. Yeah. And then Yamal, again, I think he scores his 10th Champions League goal of his career, whatever. But Ramsdale's so close to it. Close to it. But
bad time to concede, man.
Very bad time to concede. Very bad time. And again, well, let me go through some of these comments anyway. So, like Javoy says, smash the likes. We've got 15 likes. Let's soon get to 20 in the next 5 minutes. Get to 20. Let's get to 25 within the next 10 minutes. If you ain't hit the like button,
I'm not entertained.
In it, man. Hit that. But listen, we're gonna talk about Eddie Howe. Yes, you're gonna want to watch Safer Tune for this one, isn't it? So
stick with us.
We're just gonna get to the game. We'll go to Eddie Howe. So smash the likes if you haven't done already. Hit the like button. Big up Carnell. He said, "Big up lads. Part of me hopes we take another beating in the derby and he finally gets the boot." You
see, this is what it's come to, isn't it? People are just like, I've had enough now.
Yeah.
At the detriment of the team, he's got to go.
Yeah, it's not looking good, and we'll get to some of the players as well, whether what we think their thoughts are, because some have been linked to bigger clubs today. Certain rumors are ramping up. It's not looking good. But
we got a super thanks from Adrian, didn't we? As well.
Yeah,
I can see something.
Okay.
Is it popped up?
Yeah. Big up Adrian. He said, big up Adrian for the super chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. He said, Eddie said that was our most important game in the club's modern history. Why hasn't he walked? Listen,
wow.
I hope the journalists stick it on him at the press conference on tomorrow. But they're not going to anyway.
That's valid, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is valid.
He did say that before the first leg. He said, but it was the back of the Everton defeat, wasn't it? He said the Barcelona game, that whole tie, the biggest games of our season, of our tenure. So
he was talking like the season. He was talking like the season was done. If we lost,
exactly. So, but listen, we're going to halftime. Yeah, big up Adrian. And again, what did this brother say to them at halftime? In fact, you know what? Can I blame the players, or am I going to blame the tactics? Because the tactics never changed. Yeah, but on 50 minutes, it's 4-2, and effectively the tie's over. Now, was this the one where they cut us? With this when they cut us?
Burn was literally beyond the center circle out of position
because people are calling up Tonali. for this one.
He's
Yeah.
simply covering the space.
I don't think he envisioned Dan Burn to be so. Exactly.
Yeah. It's
Where was Dan Burn
schoolboy
going?
stuff.
Where
What
was
was
he
he
going?
doing? What was he
Like,
doing?
You cannot get back. You ain't got the pace to get back. Where are you going? So that, to me, that's an Eddie Howe thing. He told him to press like that. He must have told him to press that because we do it in the first half. But we got carved open 3 passes and he threw on goal. Yeah, slots it through 4-2. The tie is over. The tie is over. Yeah, and then you got
and Thiaw as well. He's left him with too much to do.
Yeah,
because it's a 2-on-1 situation.
Yeah,
people are blaming Thiaw, saying he's finished.
I don't think you can blame him for that.
You know, he's played God knows how many straight games. He must be knackered. He's on Ramadan as well. People got to remember that.
Yeah.
Eid Mubarak, by the way, for any of our Muslim followers. You know, he was on Ramadan. So again, you know, you're going to be a bit low on energy, but he's left him too much to do. So you got to think, I would be having strong words with him and say, oi, where were you? And then also, if you have a look as well, Tino is also ball watching as well. I'm not saying he would have got there, but he could try and help Tonali to close the gap. But it's too much to do.
And then that was a 50 minutes, I think it was. And then 55 minutes, yeah, we go see it again. Another set piece. This was Lewandowski, yeah. I think is it Tino he beat for the header at the back post.
We've talked about this before, D-Man. We've seen fullbacks on tall players, so you're not going to out jump them. We've seen it with midfielders on players like Tonali as well. Why isn't Dan Burn on Lewandowski? Where is he?
This is it.
Where is he? He's our tallest player, so he needs to be on their greatest aerial threat. So we simply have to look at one man. So this is what I'm talking about, where he's arguably, between him and Trippier, they've pretty much single-handedly lost us this game. A breakdown of some of these goals, they're preventable.
I think all the goals are preventable. Yeah, it's shambolic. Look at this comment. Where is it? My mate said that Mad Dog put the cake back to the dressing room at half time. Then man were raving. But now, King Cam, you're right. Chow has played too much football this season. Yeah, he's run him into the ground. Yeah, this brother's got to go to the World Cup. He's gonna be dead. Yeah, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And then obviously soon after that, Lewandowski doubles, gets his second of the game, and he's put through and he smashed it past Ramsdale. At this time, I'm just a player. I don't know about you, man. I'm thinking, when will the bleeding stop? Because I thought this could be 9, this could be 10. You know what I mean? The way we're moving, the way Barcelona moving, they were just taking a piss out of us.
Burn again. It's Burn again. He's too high.
Yeah.
Thiaw can't sort out his feet, get his feet right. Balls played through. Knife through butter. That's all she wrote. And
then to cap things off, the 7th goal, Ramsey played a blind pass. Rafinha's intercepted it and slotted it past Ramsdale for 7-2. Now, we go out with a win path. We're embarrassed, like I said, 8-3 in aggregate. Where do we go? Where do we go?
Lost for words, isn't it?
Listen, are there any positive performances from the game? I'm saying Elanga, because Elanga got the 2 goals and it could do his confidence a big boost. But other than that, I can't.
Against his 2 goals, Lewis Hall looked a threat at times.
I thought, looked tidy.
Okay, he wasn't defensively not at fault, but I felt the fact that Yamal had to be moved, I felt he did all right there. For me, I feel Ramsdale was almost blameless, except for maybe one of the goals. I think, was it the Lewandowski one? Maybe he could have at least tried to come out and collect it. Joe Linton, again, poor game. Barnes gets an assist, you know, and this is what we're looking for our forward players to do. So out of the 3 of them, at least 2 of those produce something. They produce something in the game.
Yeah. Just quickly, sorry. Big up Scants. Hope you're good.
Man,
big up man. That big pitch was too much for you, and that high press. Now, interestingly, I was speaking to Carnell the other day, and he was saying that the measurements of the Camp Nou are not too similar to St. James's Park.
All right.
It's deceptively wide and big. You know what I mean? It does look bigger. Yeah. So I'd have to investigate that, but we'll see. But what did you think of Tonali's performance? Because I was watching some of the socials, And these Man United fans were in there saying, "Oh, you seeing Tonali? This is what we need." I'm thinking, to me, Tonali was not good at all yesterday. He wasn't garbage, but he wasn't nothing great yesterday, in my opinion. I know he gave the ball away a couple of times. Obviously, he got spun a few times, but that's the agility and mobility of the Barca players. You know, everyone was getting spun, to be fair. But what are your thoughts on his performance?
I mean, it was always going to be difficult for the midfield entirely. I mean, Joe Linton looked even worse, in my opinion. But like I said, it's moving the ball around pegs. So the frequency that Barca moved the ball is very difficult. You know, they just play through you. And so we're chasing shadows. I think there's times that at least Tonali was chasing back. The one where he actually gets injured is him making a good tackle and
ironically they scored from it. They scored when he went off. They scored from that corner. That's at beat.
Yeah. So I won't point him out for any sort of criticism because I don't think anyone should be avoidant of that personally. But listen, we know the Tonali last season compared to this season. So if Man United think this is amazing, I think they should go back and rewatch last season.
Yeah. Big up Brent in the building. He said, once Barca scored their fifth, I was waiting to see when Gordon fell and was injured. Steven said 100 million and Mignolet can have Tonali. We'll talk about that. But listen, we've got 18 likes at the moment. We're on 33 in the building. Listen,
wow, guys,
get it up to 25
tonight.
If you get it up to 25 in the next 3 minutes, we'll get on to Eddie Howe. Yeah,
what's up, people?
You know what I mean?
Listen, we've been in mourning as well. You know, we could have just been like,
cheer us up, bro. Cheer us up.
Come on, but we wanted to spend tonight with you guys. Come on now.
Yeah, we'll soon get on to the Eddie chat, man. So smash the like button, man. If you haven't already, just hit the like button. It takes a second. But listen, was this a wake-up call for everybody at the club? Yeah, mainly the fact that the type of caliber. Listen, Barcelona, you know, we know about the academy, we know about their style of play, but technical players make a difference. Yeah. And like I said, it was ballers versus athletes. Surely this should be a rude awakening for Eddie. All right, the players. They're not going to improve on their technical ability, whatever. But the board as well, Ross Wilson, the kind of caliber of player that we need. Yeah, because when you've just got runners, it can only take you so far. That people say, you know, we were in the tie for 3 quarters. Yeah, which I agree with. But when fatigue kicks in and their legs go, this is what happens. Yeah, when you play against a team that can pass the ball and move around with it, yeah, this is what happens. You get slapped about. Yeah. So do you think this should serve as a rude awakening to everybody involved?
It's a perfect footballing lesson for everyone. You know, the players, the coaching staff, the fans, and the board. Well, hopefully, listen, it's basics where we know that you let the ball do the work. The ball will always do more work than the man. You know, it moves around faster than the man. So I don't know what it will take for Eddie to change his ways in terms of seeing that perspective. To be honest with you, it's really sad watching. You know, and it reminds me a bit like we've seen a few before where I remember, was it Barca got smashed by Bayern historically? I remember as well, the really poignant one was Germany v England. I don't know if everyone remembers that game in the World Cup. I know obviously there was the Lampard disallowed goal, but seeing the way that Germany moved the ball around, it just makes you realize like you're so far behind. It was a football education. Don't get me wrong. I think people will say, listen, everyone in the Premier League got battered except for Arsenal. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Premier League is on the wane. Yeah. But in that fashion, when the game's in the balance, you're still in the game. To lose in that fashion with that scoreline, no. And, you know, there's no adjustment, no tactical adjustments, no response.
This is that's what annoyed me. No,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, obviously, we've been shown the levels, right, of the European competition, and we know what we need to aspire to. Now, we've heard about Hopkinson's comments about 2030. Yeah. In your opinion, it might be a silly question, but in your opinion, How far away are we from being that consistent, that team that could consistently qualify for the Champions League and consistently be in the last 16, maybe quarterfinals?
With this manager, miles away. Miles away. With a more tactical manager and with some decent additions, we may yet close that gap. And people are talking about these clubs above us spending hundreds of millions of pounds, which they are. But we had a perfectly good director of football who was looking to kind of sign decent players at reasonable prices. You know, we could have had Joan Garcia. He was 21 million pounds. Do you see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's about having that Dortmund model, you know, but we need to generate the revenue. We're not going to do that when we're spending money on players like Ilanga and Ramsey. So, for example, people are saying, "Oh, look at Barcelona. They've spent more than us." Have they? You know, in their starting lineup, they had either 6 or 7 academy products, and the price of Ilanga and Ramsey cost £7 million more than their first 11. So they cost us 98 million, and Barca's first 11 cost them 91 million. And the fact that they still had a 37-year-old striker who scored 2 goals, and I know we're talking about one of Europe's probably best ever strikers, but still, it shows that, you know, they're in healthier shape. So a lot needs to change both on and off the pitch if we're going to reach those targets that have been set.
So Jeroy said, agree, Jefferson, we need tactical players, and with Eddie in charge, we will never sign any player like that. He said, D-Man, we are 10 years away. Christopher agrees. Said, D-Man, we are 10 years away without a new manager. We will never get back Isak. We never get back. Isak has gone. We have no gunman. Yeah, true. True, very true.
Papered over the cracks. Isak papered over the cracks. Yeah. Very evident now. Very evident.
Genius said 5 years in and our academy is still subpar. And you mentioned Barcelona together. Listen, we know we're not going to reach the level of La Masia, but you'd expect us to have a few more academy products, you know, in the first team, making their debuts or having 1 or 2 game free starts in the league, whatever. We're not. We sold Anderson. It's just Miley. You know, he's put the likes of Shaha and Murphy on the bench, and they're not getting no game time. You know what I mean? Very little game time. So that's another criticism. So let's get on to Eddie, right? Because I don't know if you saw Simon Jordan's comments today. Again, he's putting less of the blame on Eddie. He started to have a pop at the CEO, and you know he's saying literally, this is what we're gonna be, yeah. And in effect, you can't really blame Eddie because you know we're operating one hand tied behind our backs, blah 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 blah. Yeah. What is your thoughts on his comments there, and how bad does it need to get? Yeah, how bad does it need to get before he's gone?
Well, it's clearly the media, isn't it, doing a favor for their English manager buddy, you know, because anyone and their dog could see that Eddie is beyond his limit. Like, he's reached his limit, I think. You know, it's only slowing us down, and he's only delaying the inevitable. I mean, what's crazy is he is definitely responsible for what happened last night. Because what makes me laugh is when we win, the media and the Colties praise Eddie. So when we lose, he must also accept, right, that he is at fault for the defeats. At the end of the day, we have to look at the fact that, would I say he's a placeholder? No, it's just the fact that he's reached his limit. And I'm very shocked that Simon Jordan has not called him out for his clear faults, and yet he's gone to the board. In my opinion, the board backed Eddie. He was given the funds he needed this summer.
250 mil. Yeah.
250 million. So why are we then looking at the board again? And then we're talking about revenue and this and that. Crazy.
This is what I don't understand. Like you said, the money's been there. Yeah. He just spent it. No one's questioning the fact that he spent that money poorly. Yeah. Across the board. Obviously, Chow, okay, fair enough. Right. Ramsey's starting to come good, whatever. Baltimore decided well, but you don't trust it, right? But again, if you look at the profile of player that we have, how many? And this is not just this window. 'Cause I know, yeah, he ain't been back for a couple of windows, but during his tenure, how many technically based players has he bought? Yeah. The first thing he did was get rid of our most technical player anyway in St. Maximin, whether you wanted them there or not, whatever. He got rid of him. Yeah. But since then, he's failed to bring them in. Now, people talk about the injuries he's had this season. Listen, when they're playing 60 games a season, injuries are part and parcel of it. Yeah. But like I said, by the left back position, we had a player for every single 2 players for every single position going into this window. Yeah. So you need to utilize your squad. Right. But it's the same old thing. He only trusts a certain few. He trusts and favors a certain few. Yeah, to his detriment. We talked about Dan Burn coming in. We've seen the stuff with Nick Pope. It's taken too long to drop him. Yeah, the first time he dropped him because he got concussed or whatever it was. Right. Anthony Gordon, you'll play him whether it's left wing or striker. He's going to be one of the first names on the team sheet. You know what I mean? Whether he's playing bad, whether he's a liability with getting sent off. As soon as he's back into the team. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And like I said earlier, the tactic that he employs, he's so rigid with it. He'll play one way. If he gets a win, he'll do it all the time. Now, who we play until we get slapped. Then he'll tweak it again. Yeah. And he might get a little bit from that. And then he'll just stick to that until we get slapped. Like I said, he doesn't adapt to the opposition. Whether it's 1 or 2 tweaks, he don't do it. I saw someone on Twitter saying, I think Sean Casey, saying if Eddie was to leave Newcastle, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal would all be after him. Not Arsenal. Everyone but Arsenal. Yeah. And
He's
Chelsea
barely linked to them jobs. He's barely linked to those jobs.
Why would they? And Eddie's a tactical genius. In what world is he a tactical genius? He's basic. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. He's done a very good job up until this point. Done a great job. Yeah. The trophy that he delivered, the Champions League qualification that he delivered. But when do you start saying, okay, we appreciate what you've done, yeah, but we need to move forward? Yeah. This is my question to the board. That's the only thing I would say to the board. When does enough become enough? Yeah, because you got to start about how many games we conceded 3 goals or more this season. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it ain't to big teams, you know. It's not all big teams.
8 games.
Everton, Brentford.
6. I think there's been at least 6 where we've conceded 3 goals, 1 where we've conceded 4 goals, and then obviously yesterday we conceded 7. So Leeds, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Man City, Brentford, Everton, Man City again, and then obviously Barcelona. But when you're looking at the likes of Leeds, Bournemouth, Brentford, and Everton, we should not be conceding.
That alone is unforgivable. That alone is a sackable offence.
That's crazy. That's
Who
crazy.
did you say? Leeds, Brentford, Everton?
Leeds, Brentford, Bournemouth, Everton, Man City, Liverpool, Man City
now,
again, and Barcelona.
Leeds, Brentford, and Everton were all at home. They're home games. Yeah. You know how embarrassing that is? Yeah. That is shocking. Absolutely shocking. So,
and haven't we conceded? I think we've conceded the most goals in terms of top teams in Europe, isn't it? There was a stat yesterday floating around.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely embarrassing. And the thing is, you're not even playing a striker up front. You're not even scoring a hatful of goals. Yeah. Our guy who's playing up front has scored more non-open play goals than open play goals. You know what I mean? So what? And you've got your record striker, signing striker, on the bench. You can't get game time. This is ridiculous. It gets ridiculous. And the thing is, it'd be okay if we continue to win these games. Yeah. If we were, I don't know, if we were like 5th or 6th in the league and we got through yesterday. But it's not working. It's blatantly not working. But all it will take is we beat Sunderland at the weekend and all is rosy again.
That's the problem. And he seems to figure that out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anytime his back's against the wall, he seems to get that one win that then relieves the pressure, isn't it?
Now, I still think that if he doesn't get Europa League this season, he goes. Maybe that's hope. Maybe that's naivety. I don't know. Yeah, but if we do lose to Sunderland, yeah. A, do you think the media will start questioning him? And B, do you think his job will be under threat?
I think he's a dead man walking, like literally. But then at that point, you just think, just sack him then. Just sack him. Uh, Honestly, if there's nothing to play for, I'd rather have Graham Jones come in to the end of the season and say, lads, just play with freedom. You know, I want to see all different kinds of formations. I want to see some creativity because with this rigid structure with Eddie, it's not going to get any better. It's like you said, the bleeding is just hemorrhaging right now. You know, we need open heart surgery. That's what we need.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's with the player being gone.
I mean,
The
I
player manager, sorry.
I haven't listened to his I haven't listened to his post match comments, but did he take full responsibility for it? For what's happened?
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I was so pissed I didn't watch it.
But I don't
All
listen
I
to what
saw,
this guy says anymore. I don't. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
listen to
just
what he's
done.
saying.
I'm
You know
just
what I mean?
done. I can't, man. I can't.
Big up 40 in the building.
Oh, look who it is.
Yeah,
The
hope you're good,
superstar's
sir.
popped his head in.
Hope you're good. Yeah. We need your synopsis. We need your no, that boy.
Yeah.
It's the wrong finger. But anyway, no, I'm joking. No, but 40, what's your thoughts, man? With your synopsis on the whole thing. But Podmag said if the Clappers' main argument now is well, he's not going anywhere. That's not a great argument. Listen, they're still
Finish,
saying,
man.
oh, we gave it a good go. We were in it for three quarters of the tie. And you know, who would have thought 5 years ago we'd been a last 16 tie with Barcelona? Listen, if that's your level, we've got no hope. Yeah, we've got no hope. Yeah, if you're happy just to participate, what hope do we have? Because it's people like that that's keeping this man in the job. Because the
Minnow
journals ain't questioning him.
mentality.
That's what I'm saying. It's a loser's mentality. It's this what it is. Defeatist mentality. Oh, at least we tried. At least we tried. Now I'm not saying that we should expect to beat Barcelona, but we can expect not to get slapped like that. Yeah. And when it's looking like that, shut up shop. Park the bus at 4-2 or 5, even 5-2. Park the bus. 7-2. 7-2. Bro, I got on never foul yesterday. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bro.
Was he getting
They
cussed?
were slaughtering me. Yeah. Not D-Man TV, no, 8-3 TV, they called me. 8-3 TV. That's what they called me.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was a nonsense, bro. Absolute. Call me the embarrassment of England. Newcastle, the embarrassment of England.
Embarrassment of England, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna rob your players back in your box. You're not getting back in Champions League for a while. Listen, what can I say? What can I say?
It was Specs there.
No, they wanted him. Apparently, Specs was hiding. They were cussing.
Was he hiding?
He didn't take the last
Smart guy. Smart guy.
But like Lion Point said, the Happy Clappers argument has been he saved us from relegation, he got us 2 cup finals, and he got us to the Champions League. Surely he's a terrible manager. Listen, all of that is true. And again, we appreciate his achievements, right? But how long are we gonna hang our hats on that? How long?
Ain't built on sentiment. The modern game is not built on sentiment, guys.
And the thing is, when players like Tonali, maybe Bruno, Tino, when they all leave, the fans are going to turn on them, you know, rather than the manager, and think about why are they leaving? Why are they leaving? Yeah, you can't guarantee, you can't give a Champions League football. You're playing dead football. Yeah, you can't be rocking up with Dan Burn every game, bro, and thinking what we're going to do something, bro. Trippier, like, come on, man. They talk about extending his contract, bro. If Tino leaves, Trippier might get extended to his contract.
No.
Come on, man. What are we doing? We're not moving like a serious club.
We're decaying.
We're not moving like a serious club. Yeah,
we're decaying.
It's worrying. It's worrying. But in terms of the Sunderland game, we got 25 likes. Let's get to 30. Yeah, let's get to 30 likes now.
What is going on?
Smash.
You know what it is? They're so enthralled. They're listening so much that they're just forgetting to hit that like. That's what it is.
If you're Eddie out, smash the like button. Yeah, because you only got Kenny and maybe one or others that edit in. Yeah, so you're gonna get maybe likes out of them. Yeah, but yeah, listen, Sunderland. Yeah, it's the big one coming up, right? Now, first of all, before the game, before the Barcelona game, the fact that it's 1-1, I put this on a TikTok as well, and I was surprised by the results and all that. Would you prefer to beat Barcelona and go through if it meant you lose to Sunderland, or would you think would you prefer to beat Sunderland if it meant that if you went go out to Barcelona, but you beat Sunderland.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but I would have rather beat Barcelona. You know,
yeah.
to get to the quarters would have been massive, and then to beat Barca it's a big scalp. It's a
It
big
is a big
scalp.
scalp.
So
Big up 40 in the building. Hope you good, my friend.
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. How are you guys after that?
Boy,
shit show?
been better.
Yeah. What's happening? What, you guys jumped out already?
Nah. Just switching the order, man. Switching the order around. Don't worry, man.
All right. Cool.
what's happening? What's happening, big time player?
Hey,
superstar in the building and that.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be like you two, man. Come on. Big up.
No,
But,
so what's your thoughts on the game and Eddie Howe? Let's talk to us.
You know what, bro? If we used to lose 3-2, I would have taken that. Yeah, I would have taken that because again, it is against Barcelona. Everyone wrote us off and all the rest of it now. But the second half was atrocious, like absolute capitulation, embarrassing. And again, imagine this: I'm doing a watch along on Big DR Sports. Yeah, so again, big up Genie. On Big DR Sports and flipping out, people are laughing at us and all the rest of it. I was like, come on, man. Like, how can we capitulate? God knows what Eddie Howe must have said to them at halftime. God knows, because you got into halftime, 3-2 down, you're still in the game, you know, albeit we gave away a dodgy penalty, cool. But then to come out and concede 2 goals in 10 minutes, and then the 7th goal, oh my God. Jacob Ramsey, hang your head in shame. Like, how are you doing that, man? So, for me, Eddie has to win this game. Against Sunderland. Like, this is the defining moment of the season. If he doesn't win this game,
if he doesn't, what then?
God, he has to go. Like,
do you think he will? Do you think he will go?
No.
Full time.
But if we lose back to back, you know, against Sunderland, don't qualify for Europe. What are we keeping you around for? Because it makes no sense. Like, we need to be seen in a positive light. If we're jumping out of Europe, even any sort of European competition, so that includes Conference League and all the rest of it now, and lose to our rivals, I'm sorry, you have to go. You have to go. I don't want to hear no more from any happy clappers.
Do you think we go into that game? Obviously, we know the players will know how important it is, but do you think they go? Do you think the 7-2 drubbing affects their confidence going into the game, or do you think the fact that
it should be using it as inspiration, if anything? We have nothing else to fight for. Before, look, when we were saying Eddie out and we was in 4 competitions, you know, all the opposition side was saying, look, we're in 4 competitions. Well, we're out of Carabao Cup, out of FA Cup, now out of Champions League. Now what? You can't say nothing else now. So all your eggs are firmly in this one Sunderland basket, this one Premier League basket. Your main aim now, Edward John Howe, is now to make sure that we are playing European football. And I'm not talking about jumping on an easy jet and doing a little round robins and whatever. I'm talking about European football. Brother, I'm talking about proper European football. Because otherwise, you have to get out of here. So
don't you want to go to the Faroe Islands, 40?
Nah.
Oh, allow it.
Where's the other ones? Azerbaijan,
all them ones. Listen, he's got to get some sort of European football because these people. I did a live earlier, and people was like, "Oh, it's only one season out of Champions League." I was like, "What? We cannot afford to do that. We cannot afford to be."
And there's no guarantee we're going to get back in there.
Exactly.
Man United are looking strong. I think they're going to.
And if we're gonna, and they're looking to nick all of our players by the looks of it. And again, if we're looking to back what the CEO has been saying about, we're going to be challenging all the rest of it in 4.5 years' time, we need to be in Europe. We cannot afford to do it. Look, I went back to this moment, and you guys are old enough to remember this. Remember Leeds? Remember when Leeds United had that big run when they had Mark Viduka, Harry Kewell, invested heavily in Rio Ferdinand and all the rest of it now? And they were solely relying on being in Champions League football every single season. And then the moment they dropped out of it, where did they go? Boom. And I'm not saying we're going to get relegated. I'm just using it as an example of that's how heavily we need to rely on Champions League football, because we haven't got the funds from elsewhere to catch up with these top 4, because they are light years ahead of us. And I mean light years ahead of us, like at least 3 or 4 windows ahead of us, hundreds of millions ahead of us. And the only way to claw that back is A, to either get a new stadium, or B, qualify for Champions League. Probably both, to be fair. Probably both. And if we're not getting a new stadium anytime soon, we need to qualify for Champions League football every single season. We can't afford to miss one. It's not like taking a leap year. We need to qualify every single season. That's it.
Abba made a good point. He said, we live in a world where we can concede 7 goals in a game that our manager labeled the biggest game in our history, and the manager's job is still safer than ever.
Oh, he's got credit in the bank. He's got credit in the bank.
This is what worries me. Even if we lose to Sunderland, if we can concede 7 and nobody's talking about the seats getting warm, well, we can lose to Sunderland, and it's like, then it will be as long as we finish above them, or we still got a chance of 7th place. Like, how bad really does it? Because I don't know if. Listen, I believe if we lose to Sunderland, he should go win it. But let's be real.
I want to go on tour with Kenny. If we do conference, I want to go on tour with Kenny. Check out that comment.
Which one? Oh, good Lord, Kenny.
There's a positive, Kenny.
But Pop Mag said we are where Spurs were last year. The fundamental rock papered over by cup runs, hopes, dropping down the league, good players leave, replaced by crap, relegation scrap next season. Let's talk about that. That because obviously previously there's been talk about Tino leaving. Man City's been interested. Then it was Tonali. Now it's Bruno. Yeah, I think there's some more news about Bruno today. And he's in the last hour or so. But do you? Because I'll start with you, Jefferson. Do you think we will see a mass exodus, and do you think Bruno will be one of them?
I think we were always going to have an exodus anyway, on the basis that certain players, your Fabian Schär's, your Trippiers, their contracts are pretty much run down anyway. And we need to bring the average age of the squad down. But probably what we didn't envisage is losing quality players. So you're looking at your Tinos, isn't it? Potentially Tonali's, Bruno's. These guys going out is not ideal, because then it brings us down. We effectively solidify as a mid-table team once the quality starts to leave. The other end of that is, will we actually get good money? I mean, the Bruno situation, I'm hearing 80 million euros. Which is about 69 million pounds. And when I last checked, just for the Premier League alone, his figures is just over, I think, 1 goal involvement in every 3 games. So for someone that's played 6/8 in terms of positioning, it's gold dust. And going to a rival like Man United,
are they our rival? Are they our rival? I think they're clear of us, bro. Are they really our rival? They're a step up. Let's be honest. They are. It's as sad as it is. They're a step up, because if they qualify for the Champions League this season, I think they'll do that season after season after season. They will, and we know what the money they pluck money out the sky, so they can spend it, and they're going to do a big revamp. Casemiro's leaving, they need to improve their back line. They're talking about signing Tonali and Bruno, bro.
I heard Casemiro's been in Bruno's ear.
Yeah.
And what is it? Wages offered of 325,000.
Wages is nothing to them. Wages is nothing to them. And the thing is, because they can generate it from being a legacy club where they've always been in and amongst it. They're global, and this is the thing about our club. This is what we need to realize. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I still get to this day like, oh, you're from London, but you support Newcastle. Like, we need to get out of that mindset where people outside Newcastle support this club. Like, we need to be a global presence. We need to normalize it, where it'd be like, oh, okay, he's from London, supports Newcastle, great. He's from China, he supports Newcastle, great. Whereas Man United, they have that all over the globe. It's normal to them, and this is where we need to get to, because that's the stuff that helps bring money into the club, that helps pay for the likes of Bruno and Tonali, even when they don't have a good season. They've not. Again, they're going to finish top 4. It looks like. But at the same time, there's been years where they've not finished anywhere near it and can still bring in the likes of Bruno. Look at last season. Stinker of a season, but they still managed to outbid us in terms of Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm talking about.
This is the sad state of affairs that we have. I don't know what the latest news on Bruno, because some people are saying that there's a gentleman's agreement. Some saying that if Fernandes leaves, then they'll go for him. Some saying Newcastle. I don't trust what Newcastle judges are saying anyway, because they were doing the same thing with Isak, and we saw how that happened. But it'll be interesting to see if he does go, what the fans' reaction will be to him, because he's the one that's really pledged himself to Newcastle. I'm adopted Geordie. I'm this and that. I'm the third. Will they begrudge him leaving? Because listen, he's at a crossroads. He's what, 28 at the moment? 28?
28, yeah.
Yeah.
Peak of his career, arguably.
Peak of his career, he's got probably one last move in him, yeah? And he wants to make that the right one. He can't, no disrespect, but he can't waste his years, his peak years under Eddie Howe.
That's what I'm saying. I for me, yeah, and it pains me to say this, but I wouldn't even begrudge him leaving. Because if he's watched that last night, boys, and seen to himself, hold on a minute, my team, the team that I usually captain, is getting spanked by Barcelona, whereas this team that's a legacy team, you know, they might not be in the Champions League this season, but they'll be in next season, are going to be, they can always contend with the likes of Barcelona and the rest of it. It's a no-brainer for me. And I love Bruno. I don't usually try and get too attached to players because I know they come and go and the rest of it now, but Bruno's one of those ones that's hard.
After Isak, bro, I detach myself. It will be where
it's hard. I know. I hear it. Bro,
I've
detached myself from players a long time ago. Since Les Ferdinand, that's the first one that got to me. But recent years, Bruno's one that kind of gets to you because, you know, he bought into it and all the rest of it now. But if he was to leave now, I'm not gonna lie, that one was me. Tonali, I'm not too bothered about. If I'm being honest, I've kind of already done my said goodbyes.
I've accepted he's gonna go. Yeah, you know
exactly. I mean? The way he's done it in front of our faces is almost disrespectful. But with Bruno,
but the thing is, I think he's the only one who might leave, and the fans might be okay. We wish him, not wish him well, but we understand. Kenny saying, "I'm reading Bruno's not for sale." Kenny, I heard the same thing about Isak up until the day he left. Yeah, Isak's not for sale. He's not for sale. Everyone has their price in it. Everyone has the price. You cannot force a player to stay.
The media know what they're doing. They've waited until we've been getting. I mean, they've been planting little seeds in recent weeks, but as soon as the confirmation has come that we're knocked out of the competition, the media's like, "This person's for sale. This person's for sale." It's like they're trying to single-handedly dismantle us, and all of a sudden we have a chaos summer again before summer's even arrived.
Well, look at this. Ben Jacobs said Bruno has a gentleman agreement that he can leave if we don't get Champions League.
Then we need to do what Spurs did to Harry Kane and say, "You ain't going nowhere, bitch. You're staying here."
Listen, I'm not. Listen, I don't begrudge him. If that's what. Remember, the whole thing about Isak was this gentleman's agreement thing, and look how that played out. We do not want to force a player and go back on our word, and the club don't want to do that because if they do that to Bruno, then Isak looks like a saint. Because Isak's been telling the truth. You know what I mean? So
Wiz, I'd rather get it done and dusted if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll say, okay, there's a gentleman agreement. As long as we get what we need and we have a ready-made replacement. As soon as you walk out the door in the same revolver, we got the next person in, good to go. I don't want us to wait to the end of the window to find that flipping on loan signing and we're just having money.
And he's not a Howe player and he's benched for the season. You know what I mean?
Like, the thing is, a lot of this is still about ambition. So if the manager leaves, and let's just say we bring in a Simone Inzaghi or someone of a decent ilk, not average, like, you know, could be game changing, it could persuade them to stay because it gives them a chance to sell the vision and say, listen, you've seen what I've done at other clubs. I'm going to get money to spend. We're going to get you some support and quality around you.
Then
I hear it, but not for a 28-year-old who has ambition to play at the top level. He can't hang around. He cannot hang around. He wants to be playing Champions League every season.
There's no guarantee that Man United are going to win anything.
Listen, Man United are a better hedged bet than Newcastle United. We know this. We have to admit this. They get into Europe somehow, whether it be winning.
Bruno does not want to play another season without Champions League. So next season he wants to be in the Champions League.
If it was a Lewis Hall, who's 21, 22, cool, I hear it. You've got his head of you. But 28, like you just said, Jeffo, in the peak of his powers, that peak time, it's a no-brainer for me. All I'm saying is for us, protect ourselves, get up. We should be looking for 80 million, not 80 million euros, like at least for someone of Bruno's quality.
But we know we don't have to bargain. We don't have to bargain and get, you know what I mean?
Well, we did on the Isak. We did all right on the Isak one. I'm just saying, for someone like Bruno, who can turn a game on a sixpence, like just by him alone, he is like the Brazilian Steven Gerrard, in my opinion, because he's the one that can literally galvanize the team and get people going. He's done it at a weakened team in terms of Newcastle. If he probably could do it at Man United, I would say he has to be upwards of 80 million.
They don't talk of Real Madrid, though.
That's
all we have to talk of Real Madrid. Ancelotti's been trying to get him to go to Real Madrid as well. So
Real Madrid, I wouldn't stand in his way. Real Madrid, I'm like, come on, man.
If Real Madrid offered us Camavinga and maybe Brahim Diaz, plus 20 million, I'd take it.
Right, I hear it, but Jefferson, when was the last time you saw player plus cash swap?
Yes, them days
It
are
don't
gone,
happen
bro.
anymore. It don't happen. It don't happen.
Real Madrid
Yeah.
recently, they've been pinching the pennies. They don't want to spend.
Yeah, but it doesn't get part of the deal because they'll play don't want to come to Newcastle. They will sit there and rot Real Madrid and come to Newcastle. Let's be honest. Again,
Those players are
if
not
we had a
heard of
new
Newcastle,
manager,
man.
maybe a manager that could attract those kind of players, then maybe. But remember,
Those players haven't heard of Newcastle United, man. They see black and white, think of Juventus, man. That's it.
Oh, the team that got slapped by Barcelona the other day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's how they'll see us. That's how they see us, Jeffo. The team that got slapped. What, you think I want to go there? No. We're having to now find the next Bruno. Because remember, Bruno was kind of like under the radar sort of thing when we signed him. We need to now find the next Bruno. And this is where Ross Wilson needs to pull something out of his backside and that flipping Nepo baby, flipping Andy Howe as well, to find the next Bruno. Otherwise, we are in serious doo-doo.
We're toast.
Yeah.
But just quickly, there's 48 people in there. 31 likes. Big up everyone. 31 likes. Let's see if we can get to 35. Yeah. If you haven't smashed the like button, just smash it. Smash it now. Only takes a second. We're here for a little while longer. But yeah, appreciate everyone in the chat as well. Carnell said if Bruno goes, that's gonna hurt bad. Yeah, a lot of fans are gonna feel it. Abba said our fans are in for a rude awakening this summer. They're on Twitter fully convinced our top players won't leave. When we met with an opportunity, they really think our players are fans of the club. And this is the thing. They have to, if the ESAT thing didn't teach you that, listen, don't get too attached to them. They're footballers with ambition. Yeah, well, most of them are, innit? If you talk about Dan Burn ain't leaving. Yeah, Jacob Murphy ain't leaving unless you kick him out. You know what I mean?
I ain't worried about them, man. I'm worried about Tonali, Bruno's, Livramentos, those sort of players.
You know what I mean? Those kind of players. Yeah.
And again, in order to replace them, because you see what our recruitment was like last summer, it was arse. To replace them lot, flipping hell, man. Crazy. Yeah. So again, it's going to set us back so much just to even get replacement for Bruno. Like I'm ready to lose one. If we lose two big hitters, oh my God.
I think we lose two. I
know that's what I'm saying.
Tino's definitely going. Definitely going.
If we lose two, it's going to be a lot to replace two. One I could get by with.
Well, let me put that to the chat then. All right. If we tell you what, Bruno, Tonali, Gordon, and Tino. 4 of those players, right? Which two could you? It's a bit. I think it's obvious which two you could stomach leaving, Tino and Gordon. But which two do you think are most likely to leave? Yeah, of those 4.
I think now you're saying that. I think we can lose all 4, bro.
Yeah.
I think the Tino one's done. The Tino one's done already.
Oh, let me ask a question. Of those 4 in the chat, how many of them do you think that we're going to lose? Yeah, realistically.
I think all 4.
I think all of them, you know. But I just think 1 or 2 of them might take longer because we need to negotiate a fee. Because Juventus want Tonali, but they can't afford him.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think Gordon's been using. That's what I keep saying about Statpan. I think Gordon's been using this to appeal to go to Liverpool. He wants to go to Liverpool. He's going to use the World Cup as well to go to Liverpool. So again, that's him gone. Tino.
Imagine. Hold on. Imagine if we lose Tino to Man City, Gordon to Arsenal. Bruno to Man United. Yeah. So Tino to City.
Tonali might be Man United as well.
And Tonali to Man United as well. Those Premier League players. And you know Chelsea's going to come in for one of them. Chelsea will come in for one of them as well. Imagine if we lose all our players to Premier League teams.
There's rumors of Enzo going to Madrid.
Yeah.
Madrid have wanted Enzo for like 3 seasons. So
we could lose them all the Premier League teams, bro.
Tonali could go to Chelsea.
Previous season, rejected. Premier League, obviously, the players that rejected went to Premier League teams. We can then lose our players this summer to damn near those same Premier League teams.
So we've basically fed the streets. Is that what you're trying to say? We've fed the streets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've just said, here you go, have them all.
Bro.
Fire sale, Sports Direct sale. You know them ones. Buy one, get one free. How about that? That's what we're basically saying. We're basically saying buy one, get one free. You want a Tonali, get a Bruno free. You want a Tino? Hey,
listen. Remember we paid 70 for the giraffe. That's a living.
Allow him. Speaking of my man, the giraffe, Volty. Yeah, so Nagelsmann was asked questions on him, wasn't he? And what he came back was, what I can promise is that he's rarely 80 meters away from the goal for us.
Clap
I
back.
tried to get him closer to 30 meters from the goal, and then he's dangerous. So that's what Julian Nagelsmann has said about sort of Nick Voltemada's struggles at Newcastle United.
See,
And I think it's stuff that
even
we've
managers
said,
are
isn't it?
clapping
He
back
needs
up.
to be closer to the goal. We've talked about
Does
that.
he go in the summer? Does Baltimore go in the summer? Because
Bayern want him.
Bayern might come back into him and say, you know what, I can put you out your misery. You know what I mean? Like the only thing that's stopping him there is Harry Kane ain't looking at someone down at the moment. But
And I keep saying, when Voltemada goes to the World Cup, he'll have an absolute blinder, and then he'll show who the common denominator is, because it's
Right.
not Voltemada. He'll play in his natural position, light up the World Cup, and then all the Newcastle heads will be like, I wonder what the problem is.
right. And
right.
the thing is, Baltimore was the prime opportunity for us to change our style of play.
Yes.
Yeah? He was a prime opportunity, and he refused to do it. He refused to do it, and we're paying the price for it. We're playing the same boring way. We cannot control games. Energy and physicality can only take you so far. Yeah.
Well, you saw
But
what
this
he
is
done
what
to
the man
us
is meant
yesterday.
with.
Real talk.
You saw what he done to us yesterday. The physicality and he run
It's
out.
ballers against athletes, bro. That's what it was.
We run out of gas. We run out of gas.
Exactly. I've been saying the
Second
same
half,
thing, bro.
running around like heads of chickens. So open as God.
Listen,
Let me know.
Wait, listen, Gino said Tino and Tonali will go. Connor said all four are going. Kenny said we're going to lose 2. Steve said get Amanda back. Get Amanda back. We had drive and ambition then. Interesting.
Well,
Interesting.
that's facts. That's facts.
Big up Big Yinks. He said we're going to lose all 4.
Yep.
Kenny said Tino and Tonali. Jason, Tino and Tonali. Pump Mags, all of them.
Fire cell. I told you, fire cell, you know. Fire cell.
Line point said Tino, Tonali, and Gordon.
Hey,
Yeah?
Newcastle United closing now, sale. But come in, roll up.
Gordon,
Gordon, you got a Tonali.
It looks like Tonali, the main denominator. The main denominator is Tonali.
Yeah,
He's the one who started all this. As soon
Yeah.
as I saw Tonali twerking for Pep in the middle of the pitch, that was it. He was twerking for Pep.
It wasn't, but Pep accosted him, innit? Yeah.
Pep knew what he was doing.
Of course he did. Of course he
You don't
did.
catch up with an old friend in the middle of a pitch after the game. You can do that behind closed doors. You can do it in a dressing room. You can do that on a phone. You can do that on WhatsApp. You don't do that in the center of a pitch.
Arsenal want Miley.
Nah, Adrian, you're taking the piss. Don't.
Arsenal can't be running.
That's when the fans will turn on him, bro. That's when they'll turn on him. He told Miley, the golden boy, really lost Anderson.
Listen, Gordon didn't even want Miley in the team. Miley got into the team by accident. You know that, right?
Yeah. By the way, I just want to big up Ben Mavin. I've seen him in the chat. He's called me number 2. Yes, I am still number 2. I managed to claw back 1 point from your gigantic lead. I think.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Is it 9 points? But I bet you were sweating, bro, when it was 3-2 at halftime, because that's exactly what I predicted, and I thought I had it, but the team let me down, man. But I'm chipping away at your leads, chipping away.
Oh, big up. But now we said Amanda is ill, guys. Some aggressive chronic illness.
Oh wow.
She's not fit to run the club anymore. Let's allow her some rest.
Wow.
I
Because
didn't know about that.
links have gone quiet as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So big up Amanda, man.
Hope she gets better.
Yeah, man. Jenny said Craig Hopkins to that Baltimore leaving. I think he's hoping Baltimore leaves, to be honest.
Yeah, he would say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. he's ridiculous with his agenda.
I think everyone's gonna leave, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyone that's foreign.
What's this Raven saying? 40. If we lose the derby to Son and Eddie have sats from Newcastle United now, and Francesco Frioli.
Francesco Farioli, the Porto manager.
Oh, okay. That's a bit too foreign for us, mate. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We don't do foreign around here, mate. We only like English.
Listen, we're on 34 likes, man. Let's get to 40 likes before we sign off. 40 likes.
Got being tight, man.
Hey, man.
You got being tight with likes.
Oh my gosh.
Carnell said, ask yourself this, lads. If you were the likes of Tino, Bruno, Tonali, would you stay and continue playing for this excuse of a manager? And this is it. I'm telling you, it can only take so far that the players come out and say how much they praise Eddie, but it's usually the likes of Dan Burn, Kieran Trippier, the likes of that. But if you're a serious player, yeah, and you're looking at the sideline, you see Eddie Howe barking orders at you, yeah, come on, man. And you look across to see the likes of Carlo Ancelotti or then Pep Guardiola, you know, even Mikel Arteta, yeah, who's going to probably win 1 or 2 trophies minimum this season, yeah. There was a time when I compared Eddie Howe to Arteta, bro. I can't do that anymore.
You was wild for that, mate.
I was a madman. Arteta's gone.
And I was the pariah, 4D. I was the pariah.
Listen.
I was the pariah.
And now look.
Eddie, yeah?
Yeah. Now look.
Listen, we've all been there, bro. We was all there. We was all sold the dream, twerking for Eddie. Eddie was the best thing since sliced bread, and then after a while, it got a bit stale. You know, sometimes you're in a relationship with that sweet one, and things get a bit stale. That's what's happened, man. It's got a bit stale. It's the same routine every single time in the bedroom. Not to get too much into that sort of thing, but you know what I mean. You got to spice things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to get the friend involved. You might have to, you know, change hotel. You know what I mean?
Kenny can tell us about that, I bet.
Did it? This is the wrong plug, man. 90s Mags After Dark and that, but no, listen. Pop Mag said Isaac Hayden and John Joe Shelby were very complimentary about how it says a lot. And
that's the level,
it's
isn't
a certain caliber of player. And listen, take nothing away from him because he does improve players to a certain level, yeah. But that's not enough, yeah. We need players that don't need improving.
Don't get Jeffo started on that one. Last time I was here, Jeffo was
I know. But we don't need players that need improving. Yeah, we just need technical players. He can improve players with their physicality and their effort, and you know he can get listen. He can get results out of them. Output about them, no doubt about it. Yeah, but can you play with technically based players? Can you play with a playmaker? Yeah. Why don't you have an established DM? Why don't you sign an established DM to free up the other players? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why can you not control games? Why can you not? Even when we have more possession than the opposition, it's still that backward passing, that boring, predictable football. We're not effective with it. We never look in control of games, bro. We never look in control of the games, and it's killing us every single time. When you're playing 60 games a season, don't get me wrong. If he stays, and we've got 1 game a week next season, he probably do have us finishing 5th because he's got 1 game a week. But it's going to be the same thing, the same season after. We've got more games. He's going to struggle. He's not learning. He's had the opportunity to learn, to show that he's learned and evolved, and he's failed to do so. So before we wrap up, let's talk about the Sunderland game in proper lap because I want to have predictions as well. Yeah, and those in the chat as well. Give me predictions for the Sunderland game. How confident are you that we'll get it done? And are we going to finish above them? I still think we're going to finish above them. I know a few people doubt that, but we're above them now, and I don't think they're ever going to get. Even if they beat us, they might go pretty much 1 week, but we're going to finish above them. Do you think we're going to finish above them?
Yeah, of course, man. But that shouldn't be our only flipping medal. Do you know what I mean?
Of course not. Yeah.
We finished above them.
Position.
Just come up. Yeah. They've been in the Premier League in the first time in however long. Do you know what I mean? That's now our main aim this season. That's seen so tin pot, but yeah, that's a no-brainer. For me, it's like, how do we move on from here? Like for me, I want a statement of intent. So even if they could announce, I don't know, a new stadium to happen or a new signing to be signing on the first day of the transfer window open, that's something to look forward to. Right about now, that's it. Right about now, Newcastle fans need something to look forward to. That's
you raise a good point.
But for positive PR, that's what we need.
Yeah, because if you look at it, especially teams like Arsenal and Chelsea, they're very good at this. When there's any hint of a negativity of whether it's a result or whatever, they tend to announce some good news, whether it's Saka signing a new contract, Reece James signing a new contract, or something. Yeah, they're the masters at it. We've got nothing. So if we lose to Sunderland, there better be some good news. There better, I don't know, Bruno's extended or Tenard's extended or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Or the new stadium's been agreed or whatever we're going to do. But there better be some good news on the horizon because if we lose that game, it's going to be very, very dark. Yeah, it's going to be very dark.
Even if we win it, I still need something positive to look forward to for the summer because at the moment, all I'm hearing is this player's linked here, this player's linked there. How about some incomings? All I'm hearing is these mystical these stories that are coming from Craig Holt's mouth saying, we're going to get 6 to 8 signings and this person's linked. No, I want someone that's like signing on the dotted line. They're coming as of this summer, and they can't wait to be in a black and white shirt. That's what I need to be looking forward to for next season.
Isn't it? We're in talks with this goalkeeper from Lons, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Rissa,
Yeah, apparently he's very good.
Well, but the thing is, in talks means nothing with Newcastle. All it means is that other teams are going to get alerted to him and take him. Yeah, that's all it means. Yeah?
We need to do our business so discreetly. It's unreal. Like, oh, who's that guy?
We used to be good at that. Yeah, we used to be good at that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bruno came out of the booth from nowhere. Yeah, like
Tonali as well.
Tonali, Isak. You know what I mean? This is, but now we just dropped the ball, man. We dropped the ball. But with this game, yeah. How do you think he lines up? Yeah, who starts at the back? Does he bring back Botman?
He has to go back to the winning back four. The winning back four.
He should.
No, D-man. He has to. Not should do. He has to. A winning back four that kept a clean sheet against Chelsea makes sense.
But if you look at it, context. Do you think he drops big Dan Burn from Blythe against Sunderland, bro?
He has to on the basis he was responsible for at least 4 out of the 7 goals.
But do you think he drops it, knowing what this means to Dan Burn, and he gets it and all that stuff? Yeah. Do you think he's really gonna drop Dan Burn for this game?
He has to, and he has to. Listen, I think he's best this season. This best run has come when he's been put under pressure. So again, us Eddie Outers have done him a favor in the sense of he's had to change his mind. That's the reason why he dropped Nick Pope, because otherwise he would still have Nick Pope in goal for today, or yesterday, should I say. So he has to drop Dan Burn. Trippier, without a doubt, needs to be dropped. Without a doubt. The fact that he got hooked shows that he knows he made an error by starting him in the first place.
But listen, those in the chat, they know, bro. Listen, Ginesta, he will pick his favourite Dan Burn. William, no way he drops Burn for Sunderland. Even Connor said his Chow will get dropped because he's playing Botman and Burn. Yeah?
No. This will work. 2 left footers.
Benjamin, not dropping Burn. Burn against Sunderland, and let's get that straight. Come on, listen, we know.
Pope might come back in, you know.
Nah.
He might see it as you've conceded 7 goals, Ramsdale. Off you go.
But none of them were his fault. None of them were his fault.
I know.
No, one, at least one was his fault.
But it's all Burn's fault, and yet he's going to stay in the team.
Man was super glued to his line. Like, you not see that Lewandowski one where he beat Livramento at the back post.
At the back post, yeah.
Yeah, he should have come to claim it. That's the
only one. At least make an effort.
That's the only one. That's the only one for me.
He'll play Dan Burn at left back and who will be ill.
No. That is fantastic. I'm glad someone else sees
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, someone's gonna get ill because we got his illness running through the camp.
No. You notice, and I'm glad someone else noticed, anytime someone's under a bit of pressure, they are ill. Voltemada under pressure, ill. Nick Pope, ill. Who was the other one? There was another one. Gordon, ill. Everyone's ill when something's under pressure. Don't try to flip and patronize us with this illness, man.
Lies.
Stop it. If you're dropping them, drop them.
No. Oh, I don't think we could do a back three at home to Sunderland. I don't think
we can't do that.
I don't think so. But
Giddy, you're moving mad.
Well, listen, he is Southgate light. So I can see him maybe being a bit shook of losing or conceding early doors and starting.
Well, you think go 5 at the back?
Starting with a 5 at the back, maybe.
No.
Can you imagine?
If we go 5 at the back,
bro. At home to Sunderland, 5 at the back.
No.
You know. You're asking for trouble.
Nah, you're moving, man.
Big up Foxy.
Big up Foxy. What's happening?
Foxy bingo, what we said.
So let's get your predictions. Fordy, we'll start with you.
Listen, I don't just want a win. I want a dominant, absolute. Like, I want it to be so one-sided, it's unreal. I don't want to hear no talking from that side. So I want it to be a 3-0 clean sheet, goals. I want Voltemada to get on the score sheet because he's got a point to prove. In fact, if he starts, I wouldn't be mad at that because he's got a point to prove. Again, because of this whole playing him out of position stuff, but also I still have that pain from when he scored an own goal in the other time. So again, he needs to score as well. Great finish in the wrong net. So yeah, I'm saying 3-0. That's it.
Listen, there's 4, like Jin said, 4 likes away from 40, man. Come on, it's not hard.
Come on, man.
4 more likes. Come on.
Like
we can do it before we leave, innit? Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Big up Ginesta. Jefferson, what's your thoughts?
I think, and Ben's in the chat, I need to try to claw back your lead So I'm going to be doing wild swings out here. So I think we're going to win 3-1. I can see us being quite fickle in our response. Again, as we talked about earlier in the show, Eddie seems to get some kind of a result to relieve the pressure when his back's against the wall. So, and also I think there needs to be an element of pride and fight from the lads, you know, after a result like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Newcastle United.
Oh, look at that.
Stop copying me, man. See, I shouldn't have said nothing.
He's trying to keep it arm's length. Arm's length. You go 3-0. Listen, we're one. Oh, we got the 41 likes. Big up. We're there. We're there.
Yeah.
Big up everyone in the chat. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Gina said 4-1 win. Will trauma and injury hit Sunderland? Listen, if we do win, which I think we will, be better. I'm bringing my son up there. I do not want that journey home, that sobering journey home with him cussing after being slapped 7-2. Then he might just stop supporting Newcastle, bro. I tell you that for free. Yeah. But we will. I reckon we will win. I don't think it'll be straightforward because nothing is straightforward with us. 3-1 at best, but I think it's more likely to be 2-1. I do think they score. I don't care how injury hit they are. We cannot keep clean sheets. You know what I mean? Especially if we don't play that back line that we played against Chelsea, which I don't think we will. But yeah, 2-1 will get the job done. And if it, listen, I know some people say they hope that we lose so he gets the sack. But if we do win, if results go away, I think we're in arm's length of 7th, in it, 7th or even 6th. I don't know. I haven't looked at the table. I refuse to look at the table at the moment because until we
drew, isn't it? Brentford drew. So that kind of opened the door a little bit. So hope. Some people are still talking about catching Chelsea. I don't think we catch Chelsea as bad as they are at the moment, though. Them and Villa are in free-fall at the moment. But I don't trust us to put that run together. I really don't. You know what I mean? So we still got our bogey team to play like West Ham and Fulham. I just don't think we're going to get that done. Still got to go to the Emirates as well. Hopefully, also wrapped up the league by then and make focusing on Champions League. I think we're going to get smashed. I honestly do, you know, against them.
Yeah.
Ben, I need to see that prediction, man. Come on, don't be that guy. Come on, come on.
Wait for the lineup before we wait for
Give me an inkling.
It should be the fantasy league thing. Hour and a half before you do your prediction of it. But listen, we don't make the rules. Lion Point said 1-1. Charles slips on his pass again.
Oh, man.
Not Bambi on ice again, man.
No, honestly, if I was him, I'd be so pissed at Burn, man. He left him dead.
Yeah, I still expect him to start, man. I expect him to start. But listen, we're going to leave it there. We will be back. Should be on Sunday if I make it back in time from the game, but we're hoping to get back on Sunday. You know, instant reaction from but same day reaction from the derby. Hopefully in better spirits, because I tell you what, if we lose that, yeah, it could be long. It could be a long
Edward
stream.
out, mate.
Edward out. Part 3.
Yeah. But yeah, 40, thanks for joining on. Trying to be jumping on.
No worries.
Yeah. Any more celebrity appearances coming up in the near future?
I'm on Sky on Saturday again ahead of the derby, so I think they want to get me saying something silly, but I'm still backing us anyway, nonetheless. And then I'll probably be on DR Sports probably again next week sometime. So yeah, man, just spreading the good word, man. Spreading the word, man. And appreciate everyone else who's been supporting as well, man. Jeff, I know you've been supporting. Dima, I know you're supporting as well, even though you don't acknowledge, but still. But yeah, big up everyone, man. Appreciate you guys.
No, big up. Yeah. By the way, people, we are on TikTok now. If you search Night Snags, you'll find us on TikTok. We've got a few posts up already. So check that out. The Spotify links are back up now, so the episodes you can listen on Spotify as well. But yeah, we will be back on Sunday. So until then, we're out. Peace.
Peace.